Donbas is facing power blackouts, with other parts of Ukraine also experiencing internet blackouts just minutes after German Chancellor Olaf Scholz announced tough restrictions on Russia. It comes as Russia has been mounting pressure on Ukraine, with reports that up to 190,000 troops are stationed on the country's borders. Shastia, a territory controlled by Ukraine, has reported attacks on the Lugansk thermal power plant. It was forced to close the plant down as a security measure, leaving the region without electricity and heat for days. The electric power distribution center in the Donbas region was reportedly targeted in shelling carried out by the Russian army, leaving a transformer on fire. Several villages in the Lugansk region are now said to be experiencing blackouts. This comes after the world was warned that the GRU, Russia's military intelligence agency, could unleash havoc on every network in Ukraine, including shutting off its electricity. And earlier this week, Ukraine accused Russia of launching a cyber attack that targeted 2 banks in its defense ministry on Wednesday. James Lewis of the Center for Strategic and International Studies says, "The Russians are the best in the world in this type of warfare, and they have the advantage that they built all the networks and utilities in Ukraine. The really effective stuff is held in reserve by GRU. We haven't yet seen a serious effort at cyber warfare against Ukraine. If they wanted, they could turn off the country's electrical power, disrupt every network and cause havoc." But the latest news of blackouts also came just moments after Mr. Scholz committed to canceling plans for a much-wanted gas project Germany had originally struck with Russia when Angela Merkel was in charge. Nord Stream 2 would have transported gas from Russia to Germany, bypassing Poland and Ukraine on its route through the Baltic Sea. Mr. Scholz was faced with a wave of calls to scrap the project, which would have doubled Russia's gas exports to Europe, to discourage Mr. Putin from invading Ukraine. The Biden administration claimed that threatening to scrap the pipeline would give the West leverage over Russia. But the move may have backfired. Daniil Bochkov, from the Russian International Affairs Council, told Express.co.uk. The impact will be substantial not only on Germany but on the whole EU, since it could not diversify supplies that fast. But this is going to be more of a midterm impact because NS2 has not been launched yet, so Berlin was not relying on it as a source of gas supply. The expectation of the NS2 launch, which was expected to supply vast amounts of gas, could stabilize market energy prices over time. Now, the gas and oil prices are most likely to keep climbing worldwide, because Germany and Europe would struggle hard to find a substitute supporter capable of delivering the same amount of gas. If it could at all? Mr. Scholz said in his announcement. In light of the most recent developments, we must reassess the situation, in particular regarding Nord Stream 2. The appropriate departments of the Economy Ministry will make a new assessment of the security of our supply in light of what has changed in the last few days. It is also expected that more harsh sanctions will follow as Russia has shown signs of ramping up its military aggression. Tensions soared last night when Mr. Putin announced that he recognizes 2 regions in Ukraine as breakaway regions and not part of the country. The decree signed by the Russian president recognized the independence of the self-declared People's Republics of Donetsk and Luhansk in eastern Ukraine. This is where Russian-backed rebels have been in conflict with Ukrainian forces since 2014.